you wanna be somebody, even if you gotta leave somebody. Yes, I'm hurt, yes, I'm dead. Most things that I don't wanna say. I won't be around while you change.
Hey you guys, welcome back to Taylor XO, or welcome to Taylor XO if you aren't a subscriber. So y'all, I just thought I'd do this video today just because, I just seen a few red flags in this video, and I just had to do it just because, this girl has came on here time and time again trying to prove herself like she is this such dedicated mother, and people just bash her just for the sake of it. And I guess she took her time out of her day to do this live because, Chris wasn't home anyway. And, she had all that time on her hands. And I guess she decided to do this live to basically respond to people who were saying that, she did more for Legend than she did for the twins' birthday. And she kind of didn't want to say that that was the whole point of the live, but it really was. And so, starting out in the live, a lot of people were speaking on how she was feeding Legend this Michelina's frozen meal at the high chair. And, I will say that I'm more concerned with the fact that this boy is still not feeding himself. He is 1 year old, and I would think by 1 year old, they're at least able to feed themselves. Even at 6 months is when they have the pincer reflexes, and, especially when you do go to the pediatrician office, especially around that age, they do ask you if your child is making the pincer reflexes to pick up things, to put things in their mouth, food, toys, whatever it is. And the fact that, she still has to spoon feed this boy like he's 6 months or a little under 6 months, I'm kind of just concerned about that. But, it just seems like she does not try to encourage him to do anything on his own. It just seems like she's always trying to spoon feed him or bottle feed him. So it was just kind of strange, and the fact that he is 1 year old and she does have 4 other kids. The fact that she has, really made no attempt to make this little boy more independent, so she doesn't have to constantly stop what she's doing if she's with the other 4 kids and feed him, or, like I said, these are basic things. And that's why, most of the time I also do question if this boy does have a pediatrician, because if she was telling the pediatrician these things, these developmental things that he's still not hit, I would think maybe the pediatrician would be recommending her to let him do things on his own, or, giving her tips, advice, different things that she can do. So who knows? But people were also mentioning, which I couldn't find the exact clip here, but you can go to other reactors and check that clip out, to where, this girl, just on top of the fact that she was not letting him eat on his own, this girl is sitting here feeding this little boy these long ass noodles. And it's just like, sis, where do you think that this little boy has any back teeth or any, top back teeth to chew this up? He has no teeth yet. And in fact, I think I've only seen 2 front teeth and 2 bottom teeth. So, he has no teeth, and you're giving him these long noodles. He was just steady choking. And you can tell every time he got a noodle, like he would freeze up and his eyes would water because he was about to start choking, but he ended up swallowing it. Like, sis, when they are that little like that, you have to chop up their food. It's not like the regular 2-3-year-olds to where they can kind of handle things because they have, a mouthful of teeth. This little boy still does not have any teeth to be chewing up this food. So, and 5 kids that this is her 5th child. So this shouldn't be rocket science for her. This should be, an automatic instinct for her to know what to do, but it just seems like she doesn't. So moving forward, she started going into, some things about how people were talking about Legendary. And so let's get into this clip and then we will talk about it.
It's truly disgusting how they talk about the baby. So, and it's really disgusting how a 1-year-old gets under people's skin. I don't care what nobody say. Legendary gets under people's skin. They talk about him like he a nigga on the streets that they just want to beat up. And speaking of that, I seen a comment on my Instagram that said, I hope that your kids grow up and resent you. Someone said, I hope your kids kill you. I never in my life would think that people would hate us so much. All because I had the funds. Me and Chris split it, and we did a birthday party for Legend. Didn't think that I was going to get hate for that. I can't let that shit get to me because I don't even know these people. My kids know me. Kaylin, Amaya, the twins are starting. They know what Kaylin and Amaya, most of Kaylin, know where we was at and where we are today. You know what I'm saying? They know. They know mama was struggling. Mama didn't have a lot of money back then. Or not even back then, just when we first started. Didn't have a lot of funds. But I know my mama gonna come through whenever we need it. I hope your kids wake up to Christmas. When don't they ever wake up to Christmas? My kids always wake up to Christmas.
So in the early bit of the live, she did mention how, people do talk about her 4 innocent children and it does get to her. And I will say, sis, that if you do have that much of a problem speaking on your children and, you constantly being the talk on these YouTube streets, especially in this mommy sector of how you treat your children, then maybe you should get off YouTube and find you a 9-to-5 job and stop exploiting your children for the money that you make. Nobody is holding a gun to your head or forcing you or telling you that if you don't do YouTube, that you're not allowed to make any money. There's no other ways that you can make money. Sisters, plenty of ways and other incomes that you can bring in, but you continue to choose the lazy way out and exploit your kids time and time again for money. And therefore, as you know, when you do bring your kids on this internet, it is giving people room to talk about your children. That's why I don't post my children. And I know a lot of people who refuse to even post their children, let alone vlog their entire life and, their personal moments, because people are cruel on this internet and people will talk, whether your kids are the most beautiful kids, your kids, whatever. I mean, people talk and people do have opinions on this internet. So the fact that she thinks that she is above any other vlogger or, just family vlogger in general on this YouTube stuff is crazy to me. Every one of these YouTubers, I guarantee you look up, has had a reactor or somebody post a video on them that they seen something in their vlog. Everybody on here gets talked about, some more than others, some less than others, some not at all. I mean, it is what it is. But like I said, when you decide to exploit your life for money, that is what comes in return. Just like when you're at a job and you choose to do certain things, there's consequences for that. There's consequences for everything you do, whether it's good or bad. So I really did question why she, kept mentioning the fact that people were speaking on Legendary and not really speaking on the fact that, sis, people don't only talk about your one child. People talk about all 4 of your children. And I have seen reactors speak negatively and talk about the other 4's appearance and, what they wear, what they dress, their hair. I have witnessed firsthand people speak on them also, probably more than, Legend, because Legend's only been on this YouTube thing for about a year now. The other 4 kids have been on here for years and years and years. So if anything, your 4 have gotten the most backlash from people, not just because people hate your kids or, whatever, but they talk about them because the result of you, because you do not dress these kids properly. You do not make sure that these kids' hair is done properly. You do not make sure that they look bathed, they look fed. You don't go out of your way to do anything. And you came on here and you claim that you're a mother and you make sure that they're bathed every day, they're fed every day, that you get them up for school, which, sis, those are the basic things that you do for children. Those are nothing extras. In fact, when you mention things that you do for your kids, you shouldn't even be mentioning that you bathe them, clothe them, and do all those other things, because those are the basics. Talk about the extras that you do for these children. Because as a mother, they come, that's a package deal. They come with the job, but it is up to you and your job to make sure that you do the extras to make your children feel, loved and special and to feel like they are a child. And the fact that you seem to only want to make that happen for one child and say screw your other 4 is why people continuously come at you, and they even come at your children because of your doing. So moving forward, I wanted to also speak on this clip that I'm about to include, and we will listen to that and then we will also get into that.
If only y'all knew. If only y'all knew. I already know somebody gonna say something about Christmas. That's all you got, Caitlin, for Christmas? You damn right. You damn right. That's all I got her for Christmas. Because you know what? My child's getting older and she didn't ask me for much. Y'all seen the list? So they're gonna have to do a separate list as far as.
So in that clip, she basically already set the people up for, feeling bad for Kaylin because she was just getting her one thing and basically telling people that her child is old enough now. So, she only gets the big, more expensive things and she doesn't get anything else. And saying that, she only wrote her a list of a few things, so that's all she will get her. Sis, at the end of the day, you decided to have those 5 children. And at the end of the day, even if she did ask for a decent priced phone, I wouldn't say that be the only thing that you get her. A couple pairs of clothes with that, maybe some shoes, some school stuff, or, some cute makeup, some lotions, perfumes to go with it. I truly think that she encourages these kids to ask for a little bit more of expensive things, so that could be the excuse to only get them one thing, so she doesn't have to get them a big old Christmas. And the fact that she was basically saying that she does all year round for them and trying to throw shots, I was getting the vibe of Philip that she does everything, so now it's his turn and his job to be doing for the kids. It's really just mind-blowing, what this girl does, the way that she sets people up to feel bad for her, to get these kids more things. And the fact that, like I said, she continues to, say these things so I guess people feel bad and buy more things. She already did say that she is doing a Christmas registry for the children. So, this is just typical things that come out of Jazzy's mouth. And, we've been basically seeing this unfold on YouTube for years and years now, how she does her kids. And one more thing I wanted to add in there, that basically she did say that she back then could not afford to have big birthday parties for the kids. So now that she is able to split it with Chris, that she is going to do a decent birthday for Legend. And I will say this, sis, so you mean to tell me that you didn't have funds 2 to 3 weeks ago to do a birthday party for your daughter, but you all of a sudden magically pulled some funds out your ass and now you can do a big party for your baby, for the first birthday for your baby? But Kaylin's birthday was just a few weeks ago. So where was the energy for that? Because it seems like you can only pull funds out your butt when it comes to this baby and not for your other kids. Just like Legend was the only one who was able to get a new costume. And then the other 4 had to figure it out and basically, try to pull and pull and try to fit into their old costumes that they had that they've had for years and years. But yet again, like I said, Legend got his new costume. Just like for his birthday, Legend got a new outfit, and the other kids seem to have to, wear what they have in there. Or, if one of the subscribers decides to send something for one of the kids, then they'll wear that. But all in all, if they don't get it from somebody else and they're wearing it new. Now, I know that Legend's birthday outfit, which one of them was sponsored, the yellow and black outfit, I don't know where they got that outfit from. I don't know if it was sent to them or they did go out and buy it themselves. But all in all, you do have 5 kids. You have to make everything special for all of them. You can't just pick and choose when your funds are available to spend for them. And especially if you know that a birthday is coming up, sis, that should be your cue to bust your butt even more on YouTube, so you can give them the birthday that they deserve. Just like how you busted your butt on this YouTube thing for Legend's birthday, which she tried to say that it was for her moving. But I truly think that it was for that birthday that she threw for Legend. Because we all know that Chris does not have a job. Chris does not work. And I'm going to get into that also because this is what was the topper on the live out of everything. The fact that she still allows this man to sit up in that house and catch all types of attitudes with her and give her the stank face and treat her like, trash, when he's home, sitting home all day and she's busting her butt, stressed out, taking all this heat on YouTube, and bringing in all the money to pay for, their legend stuff, the other 4, what she does get help with the other 4, but still. So let's get into this.
Babe, I'm on live. I was just trying to find something, telling them trying to find a movie for us to watch. Somebody recommend.
So if you guys peeped that little short clip, it was crazy how Chris walked in the door and she so suddenly seemed like she had, stood straight up, and her whole mood changed, and she hurried up and had to make the point that, and tell Chris and hurry up and tell Chris that she was on live, and she started stuttering and she acted like she didn't know what to say. So she just started saying anything. And I'm just like, every time that man walks in the house or he walks in a room while she's on live, she always gets this weird face to her as if she's super nervous. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to say. And here he comes walking in having, all types of attitudes and just so, just disrespectful acting, doesn't give her a kiss, that he's coming in from the door. Most of us know that when our man comes in the door, they give us a kiss when they first come home from work or something like that, which we know he didn't come home from work, but just moody and stank face. And most of the time I truly wonder how this girl continues to deal with this man, because no way in hell I could be dealing with a miserable, moody man like that. So let's get into this next clip.
Somebody recommend the Dion Cole stand-up social on Netflix. Do you know what that is?
No.
Did you see From Scratch on Netflix? Baby, you seen From Scratch?
Nope.
Did y'all peep that same face that he gave the camera, and the fact that she kept trying to make conversation with him and he kept saying, yeah, no, yeah, like he didn't want to be talked to? I had to turn around and say, why are you so damn miserable? And caught him out right on the live. Like, what are you so mad about? You sit up in here, you get your rent paid, you get your food paid, you get your car paid. What else more do you want? I mean, I solely take care of this baby. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't provide nothing for this baby, these other 4 kids. You don't have the stress of bringing money in this house, making quotas so you can, do birthdays and do holidays. What is he so mad about? And the fact that she allows him to sit around there and act like that is crazy to me. And, people were saying, like, he didn't seem like he was staying for a while. He looked like he was getting ready to leave and dip out. And I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, I would not be surprised if there is a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with this couple. If they can't even fake it for a live, then I could imagine what goes on behind the scenes. But yet again, I don't feel sorry for this girl because of the way she treats her children, and because of the fact that she truly allows this man to take from her just because she doesn't want to do anything on her own, and she doesn't want to be in a house alone with just her kids. She has to have a man beside her. Sis, this is the price that you pay for it. This is the price that you will pay for keeping that bum in there. And when he leaves out and he dips out and he moves on to the next one, I truly hope that you keep the same energy that you've been keeping with Legend this whole entire time. How you jump on the internet and defend your baby, but you want, hop on the internet and defend Kaylin. Y'all remember when Kaylin had that birthday and, they were on live together, and she allowed Kaylin to see all this hate that was pouring in for Kaylin, and, seeing people say hurtful, hateful things to her children, about her children, the 4 children that she has by Philip. And she basically said that she is training Kaylin to take it, that's what comes with social media. But then when it comes to this baby, which I understand it's a baby, Kaylin is 10, I understand all that, but a child is a child, and those are all your children. And it just seems like yet again you have this energy for this Legend, but you never have this energy for your 4 kids that make you this money on here, that have been making you this money on here for years and years and years, that they never get a cut off. And you say that you give them the things that they need, but you never talked about the things that they may want. They are still children at the end of the day, and they want certain things. And you do have another, you have their father out of jail now, and you do have another man that's been living up in there since shortly after Philip left to jail. So sit around and act like you've been doing this for, by yourself for the longest, sis. You've had a man in there. You just have a bum in there that doesn't want to handle anything like a true man should and does. But comment down below what you guys think on this little live that she did. It truly just made me so mad and frustrated, and just so mad for those other 4 kids. But like I said, you guys, comment your thoughts and opinions. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for another one.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different.